Hi everyone, today I want to show you what I'm currently playing with my penetrating shot rogue. So this is a setup I just kind of like created on the fly as I was leveling up to 100. I tried to do something new, and after the patch notes came out I became an instant fan of the new concealment aspect, the resistant assailants aspect that we have also here, for example in my Twisting Blades guide or max roll. I put this one into the build because you can reset the concealment's cooldown. So when you kill an elite, you get a cooldown reduction for concealment, and there is a nice little effect in the game where you have this glyph from the Night Stalker effect here. Every time you enter stealth, you get -4 seconds cooldown on your Shadow Imbuement. So like this, you can kind of like reset Shadow Imbuement, then reset concealment, and reset Shadow Imbuement again, all the time, back to back to back. And this is exactly what you see me here playing. And it feels like a blast. It's absolutely amazing, it's super fun. And also with the buffs to precision and playing pen shot, I basically one-shot entire packs all the time. I have these Shadow Imbuement charges all the time. It's basically permanent because every time I kill an elite, I can basically go into stealth again with a bit of investment in cooldown and, for example, concealment skill ranks. So in my setup right now, I have like 5 out of 5 here on concealment, for example. So this is not even as high as it could be. And every time you add more points, you see the cooldown goes down. So you can get this guy down to something like, 12 seconds or so. And then a single elite kill will give you a reset, basically. And, well, with enough cooldown reduction, your imbuement can also be something like 9 seconds or so base cooldown. So you activate it, then you press concealment once, it's down to 5 seconds. And like this, you just chain them back to back all the time. So it gets really crazy. And the clear speed is amazing with this setup. So I basically just rush through those maps. I don't even have movement speed on my boots right now. I haven't been able to fix my resists yet, so I have to use dual speed boots here. And I'm still like blasting through those maps here in almost the same speed that I was using on my barb, where I hit the solo world first, 100 in 17 hours. I think the rogue wouldn't be far behind with a setup like this because of this constant, insane AoE damage you have. And on top of this, since I'm farming vaults, I don't really need like single target damage. A lot of people ask me, why is there no rapid fire in this build? Well, I basically don't fight bosses here. And even if I do, I tried it a few times farming nightmare dungeons like with monster level 10 or above my character, and I was still like decimating bosses in like 10 or maybe 20 seconds. And as I described, you can already make the setup work relatively easily once you are in Torment, once you have a bit of ancestral gear. So my amulet, for example, looks like this. I have 8% cooldown here, nothing really crazy. There could also be, for example, imbuement skill cooldown reduction. There could be subterfuge skill ranks that will buff concealment so that you have a shorter cooldown if you want. I have no cooldown here on my helm right now. So, this could be way better as well. Like, there's so much stuff missing from my setup right now. I do have the imbuement skill cooldown reduction here on the pants. This is another roll you can get here. This is a pretty good pair of pants. But yeah, not even having the base cooldown here on the helm is obviously pretty bad. So this gets crazier and crazier as you go. And well, the most of the rest of the setup is basically just a penetrating shot build. So yeah, I have dash, I have shadow step to go faster. You have the concealment for that combo. There's a bunch of other points here with passives, and we have the Umbrous aspect, so you proc Dark Shrouds. I run Impetus. So yeah, this is basically how the setup looks like. If you want to see the full guide for PenRF, I have made a video about this with a bit of a tweaked setup. There's basically a more all-rounder setup. This here is really just for like mega speed farming, mega leveling, but it pays off. So you can blast through those maps. And it feels amazing just like pressing Shadow Imbue on like every single pack. And since you're playing combo points, we don't use those Shadow Imbuement charges that fast. But I think it would be possible to actually get to the point where you don't actually need combo points anymore, and you can play like Preparation, or you can play Inner Sight or something, and still have enough Shadow Imbuement charges. So you might actually get to that point once you have like a fully optimized setup with all the cooldown reduction. But for now, basically, you always cycle those Shadow Imbuement and Concealment back and forth. You can see here the cooldown resets. Again, for example, this pack, you walk in, you press your Shadow Imbuement. When you kill an elite or even a champion sometimes, as you see here, it resets your Concealment. And then you just like press it. You don't stay in Concealment. You just press it once, you get your reset, and keep firing basically. So just wanted to show you the setup here a little bit. I'm gonna have more to share once I'm actually level 100 and do some more experimentation. I want to see like how far I can really push this. Can I actually farm T100 dungeons with such a setup as well? And I think I can at some point. And the thing is, you don't have to play just penetrating shot with this combo. You can do this with basically any of the core spenders. So for example, what I showed you here, this is the Twisting Blades guide. I actually put this into the guide before the season started because I already expected this to just perform really well. There's also other stuff where you can get into stealth more often with, for example, Uncanny Treachery. So when you use agility skills like Dash or Shadow Step, you can also enter stealth. And that counts for the cooldown reduction as well for the Night Stalker glyph. So you can get basically permanent Shadow Imbue all the time like this. And not just on pen shot. For pen shot though, it does feel really cool though, shooting into those packs with this, you know, arrows spreading and everything just chain reacts and explodes. And I even combined this, for example, with the Icy Alchemist aspect, where now you can also proc like cold explosions and freeze everything. So in case something actually survives those chain reactions, like an elite or so, they will be frozen and they will just like, you know, die right after from all the extra damage you deal with crowd control and freeze. So yeah, this is my setup right now. I'm still working on this as a work in progress. I do have my PenRF guide and planner linked, which is not exactly this, but I'll see if I make some tweaks or if I make a new planner for this very soon. Otherwise, stop by on the stream here on YouTube or on Twitch and just ask me any questions there. Hope you like this video and see you guys next time.